The dark clouds of an impending financial storm are looming on the horizon. While it remains uncertain whether it will strike with full force and trigger the next big crash in the next 6 months, we must heed the warning signs. As much as we yearn to be raging bulls and bask in the glory of soaring markets, we cannot ignore the red flags that signal an impending crisis. The contraction in the money supply, the broken yield curve that makes no sense, the commercial real estate market that's in dire straits, and the smaller banks that are struggling all point to an economic turbulence that we cannot ignore. Furthermore, Apple's announcement of a 4% savings rate is only likely to exacerbate the plight of smaller banks. This development raises the question of how crypto will fare in case of a crisis, given how Bitcoin and Ether performed during the banking crisis. Will crypto remain a flight to safety, or will it be dragged down with other risk assets and take a massive hit? Let's see what Cathie Wood's recent views are on the economy.
So now we come to this question of, okay, here we are now. What happens? Surely there have to be some ramifications, economic ramifications. And we can see them now in the commercial real estate market, which from what we're hearing is basically frozen. And we're beginning to see more strategic defaults because deposits are still in outflow mode. So that could be a slow motion. I don't know if we should call it train wreck, but it's not a good situation for commercial real estate. But there is a hard landing possibility here as well. And so something's going to give. What is it? What's going to give? We don't know. It could be consumption if the unemployment rate starts moving up. And there are some indications that we're going to have some significant surprises in terms of the unemployment rate going up. I think the most remarkable of all the indicators that we monitor was Bitcoin. It typically acts like a risk off. It tends to do poorly during risk off periods. This time it did the opposite. From March 10th, when it bottomed at 19,500, it has soared 55%. Ether has gone up 51%. So these previously volatile, risk-on metrics are acting like flight to safety. Well, we think this is a theme that you should be watching out for. What are Bitcoin and Ether doing? They are, by the very fact that they're being considered flight to safety like gold, that's really interesting and suggests much broader based adoption and acceptance than I think most people understand.
As the investment environment is fraught with major headwinds, caution is key. Beware of those who tout everything as going to explode higher. Have a plan for both scenarios and be content with how it all plays out. In the end, a well-prepared investor will emerge unscathed, ready to seize the opportunities that come their way.